Hello, hello, and welcome, or should I say ho, 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 Christmas cousins. I'm Cousin Chad.
And I'm Cousin Seth.
And coming hot right out of the box, and we'll say what we are about the show, but I already see him dancing. We've got returning guest, Cousin Chris from ChristmasEveryMinute.com. Hey, Chris, welcome, welcome. It's very exciting.
Yeah, it's always great to be with the cousins, and these reunions are always great.
They really are. It's our favorite kind of family reunion, right, Seth? With our Christmas cousins, not our actual cousins.
Yes.
That might get annoying.
Absolutely, and an official end button. Not for you necessarily, Chris, but there's been some others.
Yes, some other cousins.
You guys, you're my favorite cousins, unrelated to my blood.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate that. And we want to get your actual real cousins on and tell them that live on air and see how that goes, Chris, if we may. So, but who are we? We are the Christmas cousins. I'm Cousin Chad. I absolutely love the holidays. I love Christmas in particular. And I found out my dear cousin Seth, my beloved cousin Seth, my handsome cousin Seth, was not doing, always Seth, I don't even know how every time you get more and more handsome, I see you. I'm going to have to turn your camera off at some point. But I digress. I look into it's like a narcissist looking into the river when it's with Seth. But again, we digress. So who are we? We're the Christmas cousins. I found out cousin Seth was not celebrating the holidays at all, not properly marking them, just going through November and December, complaining about the cold and dreary and gray in Chicago. And I said, Seth, there's a world of lights and cheer and jolliness out there. And he said, there is? Where? I said, it's like everywhere, Seth, everywhere. Let's take you on a journey. Let's record this. Let's see how it goes. Lo and behold, here we are, 210 episodes later. Seth's heart has grown 3 sizes bigger. Actually, your cardiologist said you need to go back there next week to find out about that, Seth.
Right.
He's jolly. He's happy. He's in love. He's found love. As I said, he's more handsome than ever. He is growing before our eyes, blossoming like the very spring it is. And now we even get you interviewed by luminaries and journalists such as Cousin Chris right here, who is going to win a Pulitzer for this very interview and a Peabody and possibly a Nobel Peace Prize because of what your words are going to say, Seth. So I know I might have set the bar high, but I'm very, very excited about that. What do you think, live studio audience? This is great. They're in.
Yeah.
What do you have to say, Seth? You're speechless at that intro.
Yeah, I mean, we covered a lot of those things in the written part of it, and it got some good feedback, and so I can only imagine what this is going to do to people.
So, Chris, this week, this is actually, we did a part 1 of the interview that was written for all of our fans who got to see that on ChristmasEveryMinute.com. So that was the written part, and we said there's so much more to do here. So we said, let's make it a 2-parter. We'll do this live on air. You have set questions that you sent to me ahead of time and to Seth's press secretary ahead of time. I don't know if he has seen it. Yeah. And then you have a lightning round, which sounds very dangerous and high voltage. So I'm excited for that because you never know what's going to come out of our mouths. Right. I spent 30 seconds saying how handsome my cousin was at the beginning. I can't wait to edit that part out. But Seth, I can't help it, Are we going to leave that in?
It's set inside my mind, so I know it's there. So whatever you want to do with it.
You know how handsome you are, Seth.
I have that good feeling now.
He's like the Brad Pitt of Christmas podcasts.
Yes, I like that.
Nice.
I was thinking of Rudy Valentino because he's kind of got that old school that old school Hollywood vibe to him.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like you're in a talkie. Dating Clara Bell or something. But we digress.
Thanks, you guys, for having me on. I mean, there were obviously after the first part that ran on the website, there's just so much to cover. But before I do that, I'd like to congratulate you, Seth, for matriculating into your junior year now in the Christmas journey.
Yeah, I made it. By the grace of God.
After a rigorous panel, quizzed you and poked you and prodded you, you were you moved on. They moved you on.
I had Bob, which was from the Festive Foreign Films, was a great counsel, and it's he knew my vision, and we worked together wonderfully. So. Yeah, I don't know.
Work together. Chris, I was getting emails going, can you please have Seth get back to me? Let me explain to the audience. So Cousin Chris is referencing the trial of the century where Cousin Seth, I'm talking about the low-speed chase in his white Bronco down the LA freeway. We finally nailed him down, and we had a trial. Should he be a festive freshman again? Should he stay as a seasonal sophomore or be advanced as a jolly junior? Brand from Deck the Hallmark was the judge. Seth won, of course, the case. He always wins. This is all he does is win. It's crazy. So That's what you're referencing. But during it, I had his counsel, Bob from Festive Foreign Film Fans, emailing me going, hey, any chance Seth will get back to me? Now, Chris, you have experience with this. You sent Seth questions back in, I don't know, December. How long did it take? Let's get a drum roll going here. How long did it take and how many emails to me to get Seth to answer these?
Seth is just a really thoughtful thinker. And so,
yes,
it's not about the time, it's about the quality of the answers.
I like that spin. Nice. I like that spin.
A spin, or maybe someone's normal standard operating procedure.
But I must say, Ed, you must get credit as well as Seth's mentor, if you will, the grand poobah on this journey.
Okay,
you have guided him along. Yeah. So I'd like to throw some kudos out your way for his.
Thank you.
For his matriculating, on in this Christmas journey. So
thank you. Yeah. No one ever recognizes me on this podcast, literally and figuratively. Thank you, Chris. What do you think, Seth? I just got some plaudits. It's all about you.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I can come in every once in a while. you deserve it. You've earned it. So,
Chris, he just texted me on the side, Chad, delete that part. No compliments to you or I walk. Thanks, Seth.
Right. What's going on? This show has gone off the rails.
That is amazing. So, Chris, just before we get into the questions, anything new and upcoming on your website? Again, ChristmasEveryMinute.com. And can it handle the traffic from our 40 some odd million Christmas Cousins listeners out there?
Yeah, time will tell
right.
whether it can or not. But the big thing, as you mentioned earlier, is part 1 of the Christmas Cousins interview. And it's part of the big Christmas interview series that has been moving along. And we got a bunch of interviews coming up down the road. I'm not going to spill the beans, but look for that. But the website as a whole has feature stories like I did a feature story on has a Christmas movie ever won an Oscar. There is movie reviews and Christmas book reviews. There's Did You Knows. There's Vintage Christmas. We have the Christmas lists, which is a section about all Christmas lists that you could even ever imagine. And in fact, the one that's there now is Brand's top 7 ways to, move, have the Christmas vibes keep going. That was a Christmas Cousins podcast episode.
Yes, right. Mm-hmm. So we're on the list, Seth. Not only are you in the Forbes top 500 wealthiest, you're also on the ChristmasEveryMinute.com list. It's amazing.
Yes. Everywhere. That's nice.
And America's Most Wanted.
We have a music section too, which was hijacked by the Christmas Cousins.
Yes.
They gave their top 2 favorite songs. So check it out. You can go and you can listen to Seth's recommendation, and you can also click on a link to listen to Chad's.
Isn't that amazing, Seth? We're all over.
Right. It's we're not holding Chris hostage and make him say that. If you know what's good for you, you're going to really. But no, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's your site for all different things about Christmas, and that's what I'm interested in. And there you go. And you can Chris, also, if you go there, you can also subscribe to our newsletter.
Oh, there you go. And Chris, you have become, you first heard of us, actually, I believe, through the Christmas Morning podcast, of which we're all a big fan. So then you've said, I've got to go check out this zany podcast. And you've become quite a fan, as most people do, of Cousin Seth and the journey in general. So it's been a really fun, symbiotic relationship. Doing things so cross-promotion like this is really fun. And I've been looking forward to it. And Seth just became aware of it when I said, Seth, can you jump on at 2:30 today? He said, sure.
Sometimes the message don't get up through his people. So
right, exactly. No, it doesn't. Seth, have you looked through the questions ahead of time?
I have.
You have? Oh,
yes, okay. And my people even went so far as to highlight them.
Oh, and put them in phonetics for you as well. Wow,
exactly.
Look at that. Well, if you guys are ready,
let's do it.
Just jump right in. This is the Christmas Cousins Big Christmas Interview, Part 2.
Part 2. Wow. Okay. It is all on you. Whenever you want to go, we are ready to roll, right, Seth? What do you think?
All right. So the way it's going to work is I'm going to go back and forth. Some of the questions are for both of you. So let's just jump right in there. Seth, this one's the first one for you. What were your expectations going into this Christmas journey when you first began?
I don't know. I mean, I was very much a blank slate and open-minded, but not much different than usual. I knew I would go, Chad would take me through because we discussed it, obviously, the tastings and things like that. I wanted to find some excitement in it. And I was hoping I would really get into it and embrace it and enjoy the season. And yeah, everything it has. Yeah, there are obviously some things that are less enjoyable, but I don't know why I'm center focus again, but I think it was just to find and to experience all the excitement and happiness and joy that other people seem to be having.
And was eluding you, right, Seth? It seemed like it was eluding you as you yelled at the wall and watched TV.
Right.
And did you find what you were looking for, Seth, or was anything that surprising to you during this Christmas journey? I guess the meeting everybody and seeing that kind of internal world of other podcasts and YouTube people and everybody that was just kind of putting all this different Christmas related content out there. And then we would start talking to them and develop relationships. And it was just like, oh my God, it's like the community of sorts. And so that was unexpected, but very, very nicely welcomed. What about you, Chad? When you first conceived of this idea, what were you hoping to get out of this podcast?
It's really interesting because I didn't know where it would go or what. For some reason, there was just something inside me just saying, let's give this a try. Let's do this. And it will be fun. At the very least, I knew Seth and I would have fun together doing it. We would possibly grow closer, possibly grow apart. Who knows? Then that would have been interesting as well. Right. I just knew we always had so much fun together. And I was very curious to see, would this translate? Sometimes it's just internecine fun, like between us and, is it out fun for other people to join or not? So I kind of was curious to see who else would be interested in his journey. Would that be interesting outside of us? And how would Seth translate to the masses? And he has, beyond my wildest dreams, I did expect for them to love him because that's what he does. He charms everyone. But to see it grow on such a vast scale and pretty quickly as well was what was most interesting to me. But my original, what I hoped to get out of it was just to really enjoy, have fun, see where the journey went. If it was just the two of us, I'd still be pretty darn interested in it, actually.
Yeah.
And I have to say, you guys are still talking to one another, so I guess that's a good sign.
We are. Our conversations off air are very much like our conversations on air, except without sound effects. Sometimes I say, I wish I had the sound effects board. So what you see is what you get, pretty much.
And more real names directed to events and situations that we can't necessarily discuss on air.
That's true, right.
I mean, you may consider adding sound effects to your conversations.
I did text the other day. I said, I'm adding in the yes sound effect right now, and I actually had to type it out.
Yeah, whenever I'm talking to Chad, I permanently hear little keyboard keys clacking. I was like, he's researching what I just said. It's like a fact checker all the time.
That is very.
You see on my toes.
And Seth does have to worry about what he tells me because unless he says it's strictly off the record, it might be going on the record. So
yes.
Now, Seth, you have gone through so many Christmas firsts during this podcast, from the grand going to see It's a Wonderful Life and in that kind of quaint theater to the terrible of tasting eggnog for the first time. Have you run out of firsts, or what's up for you in the future? What are you looking to accomplish as far as Christmas first? What have you still got to do?
Well, that's a great question for setting me up, Chris. Thank you. So what have I not done? Well, I'd first like to really experience a long, extended period of joy and happiness where I'm not trying things that are at first.
Were you not waiting for the other shoe to drop? Is that what you're saying? Like the previous several decades of your life?
Right. When is it all going wrong? What was the question again?
The Christmas first. What's left after so many firsts?
Yes.
I don't. I mean, there are things. So, and I go back to it, but starting my this business, my recharge and stuff like that.
Well, Seth, let me explain to everybody who doesn't listen to every minute of the show. Cousin Seth is starting a new business, even though he's world renowned as one of the world's wealthiest men, called Recharge, South Haven, Michigan. Coffee and smoothies and gelato, everything you need to recharge. June 5th it opens. So if anybody's in the area of South Haven, Michigan, a lovely little Hallmark style town, go there. Get a cappuccino, get a picture with Cousin Seth. We'll even write your name on the cup with your order.
Wow. That's worth it for sure.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah, but I'm excited. I'm very excited about that. I love the community. It's great. It is it shuts down during the winter and stuff, but around like the holidays and stuff, it opens up and they have all sorts of activities and festivals. And I got to see a little bit of it last year, but to be a part of it, as a business owner, but being someone that enjoys the community. And so the wheels are turning to figure out something to do something over Christmas. We're going to have a holiday coffee blend. We'll be doing that. So so that's exciting. But I say it's something I'm very excited and passionate about, but I get to inside my work in the podcast and stuff too. So,
Chris, I love that. Instead of answering your question, he plugged his business to our 40 million listeners. This is why he's one of the world's wealthiest men. He said nothing but plugged everything. That was brilliant. Seth. Brilliant.
No, I think it was more, to be part of this. Yeah, obviously, there's a lot of people turned out for like the different festivals around Christmas and different things like that around New Year's and yeah. So
you never know,
Chris. If I may, I'm sorry. Go on.
You never know where this journey is going to take you.
You don't even know where the conversations are going to get with stuff.
Right. But it is this cute, quaint little town, nice little downtown. It is almost like an idyllic home.
And you can find my menu online and order ahead of time.
This paid for by the South Haven Bureau of Commerce.
If I may, Chris, a lot of people have asked us, what about, are there new firsts and things? And yes, there are. I mean, Seth hasn't seen the Nutcracker. There's so many other things he hasn't done yet, things I haven't done yet. But the beauty of Christmas is each year starts anew. So something that was done last year is fresh and new this year again. As you know, we revisit his eggnog tasting. That will be a recurring theme every year, and it will be like new to Seth. So there are things that he's done before that he will see with fresh eyes every year. So it will be always new. That's the beauty of Christmas. It brings out our inner child to see things through fresh set of eyes, and that's what he'll be doing.
Right. Yeah. So maybe your reaction to eggnog will be different one of these.
We hope not.
Right. That would be interesting. I don't think that's ever going to change.
Well, speaking of journeys, I mean, Chad, you also obviously went on a journey at some point with Christmas. Mm-hmm. Did you experience a similar journey to Seth, and how did that all?
I did. I was once a festive freshman myself, as a matter of fact. We didn't celebrate the Christmas holiday really growing up, occasionally, but we were more of a Hanukkah style family. So we had, I married into a big New Jersey Italian family, and boy, did they go all out for the holidays. So, and my wife, who I've known, we actually met when we were in fourth grade. She went to the same college as we did, Chris. And so we were young together. So I started going to her house for Christmas Eves and stuff. And they had the Feast of Seven Fishes, and they were doing all these things all season. And I was floored. I was like, I am all in. This is so fun. So I got to do the journey that Seth did myself and really love it and get to see it this way. And because of that, I fell more in love probably with Christmas because I didn't have it so much. It wasn't ingrained in me yet. I really got into it later. And her whole family thinks it's funny when I start talking about Christmas. Oh, what are we doing? And they're like, it's August, dude, relax. So that is, so I did go through a similar journey. So that's why I want to share it with Seth too. And seeing it through a big New Jersey Italian family is really fun because they go all out. Like, I mean, the food alone, you're done and you're like, oh, that was a fantastic, amazing. They're like, those are the appetizers. We haven't eaten yet. So,
yeah. You're going to be here all night long, buddy.
Exactly. And you are, yes.
Right. So, so Seth, along this holiday journey, you have met someone special.
I have.
This is
Cousin Chris. Oh, Mrs. X.
Right. I was thinking.
I met a couple someone special.
Is she a Christmas enthusiast? And if so, how has that informed your journey as Chad's journey was informed by his lovely wife?
Oh, great question. The Christmas Cousins Choir is singing for that question, Seth.
She is a Christmas enthusiast. Doesn't do the tree, but hangs stockings, celebrates. Generally, for a number of years, the party Christmas Day is at her brother's house. And they'll do, they have a tree and stuff like that, and they'll decorate, and there's a whole gift exchange and everything. But yeah, so she's very much into it. No need going to her house and rooting through her pantries and stuff like that and cabinets. She has some Christmas stuff around. But the biggest thing is when we go, she's very much into antique malls and stuff like that. And so we go into them, and she's always like spotting the stuff. Every one of them always will have, usually a couple sections, but of just all Christmas stuff. And it's just like, she knows, and she's like, oh, that's cute. You can get that and stuff. So yeah, it's very supportive of that. And it's, she lets me, I say, do all the stuff, but the tree. So I guess
she has been big in his journey. She does encourage it. She helps push things through, and they go to see the things together. So she is the one who facilitated Cousin Seth sitting on Santa's lap. No one could get it done, but Mrs. X got it done.
She did.
Amazing.
Crazy. Well, so I think we've learned a couple things here. That's the answer. One is that he's still with Mrs. X, still going strong.
Very happily.
Yeah. And two, that he's been rooting through her cabinet.
Yes, very happily as well.
Well, I dog sat for her about a week ago. She was out of town. She was actually near in Chad's neck of the woods.
Yeah.
So I had perfect opportunity. So, but I was good. I didn't. I respect her privacy.
That's good. Now, Chad, the listeners to this podcast know all too well. Each episode is an eclectic mix of holiday happenings and topics. Take your listeners through the creative process and speak to how you come up with the ideas for these episodes.
Excellent question. Thank you. My dog got even excited on that one. So generally, I think of things that would be, first and foremost, what would be of interest to us. That if we're going to have fun, then I think the audience will have fun. If we're interested, they'll be interested. So I'm just always kind of looking around, seeing what is out there that's festive and fun to do. Because I would like to, I make calendars and lists. I'm like, I like to do this for the holidays. So this just gives me a reason, an excuse to sit down, take the time, and actually do it. So that's pretty much the process. Like I'd like to go, for example, and get all the Trader Joe's new pumpkin products. But when do you set aside time with all the busy things in our lives to really do nothing but focus on tasting them? So then I said, oh, that's what we're going to do. That will be an episode. Let's sit down with all the new coffee flavors or just seasonal beers. So it really allows me to focus. And that's it. Something maybe that I just want to do, and it gives me a forced time frame to do it. And then I want to show Seth this. Or I think, oh, I like this. Would Seth like this? Or, oh, Seth has never done this. Or, will Seth gag live on air if he drinks this? Let's do this episode. But then now that we are more established, we do get ideas from other people, which is really fun too. So we get people emailing. We had someone named Cousin Mary who writes often, and she was the one who said, Seth has never seen the Nutcracker. And I was like, oh my gosh. And she even gave theaters near his house that is playing this winter, which is really cool. So I love getting the comments and things from everybody. And we have a lot of people that each episode we hear from, and it's really great and helpful. So that helps with the creative process for sure.
Wow, that's great.
And Seth once in a while will give an idea. And when I mean once in a while, I mean, once in a while.
And your cousin is expanding clearly. Now,
the what?
Your cousin universe is expanding.
Cousin yes.
Mary, all these cousins that you've got now that you
never know. And Chris, we have a group chat with our real cousins, and if something really wacky happens on the show, I send them a clip of it because they don't always listen, although they probably secretly do. But
you
love it.
Say that you like your, they're standing as real cousins that might be at stake.
Yes, we do threaten them often with that. They are jealous that Cousin Seth is the cousin, the cousin, but it's always been that way in our family. So right. I've accepted it.
I thought I was the unlikely one.
You were always the golden child, Seth.
Oh yeah.
That's a good segue into my next question. So this is for both of you.
Mm-hmm.
You've met a lot of Christmas friends along this podcast journey. Did you expect this Christmas fellowship to be this big?
It's a good question, Seth. You want to take this one?
Sure. sure. No, I did not at all. I did not at all. I mean, yeah, the 46 million average daily listeners is astounding to say the least. But yeah, I did not. I think we meet people, talk to people and stuff like that, but then it starts kind of like venturing out even more things. And it was the Christmas aficionado went to Christmas Con, and he was interviewing people and it was stuff like that. And it was just, it was cool to see something like that connected to our show and just in another, what's the word I'm looking for? A different setting versus always online or stuff like that. So, it's cool to see how it's kind of branched out into other things and it just where it's kind of what it touched into. And people we've met, cousin Lee, he's just, I say a casual listener, or a pretty regular listener. And it was just, some comments and stuff. We started talking to him.
And now we talk to him all the time. We text with him. He's on the show all the time. Yeah, he's become the king of all super fans. Yes, you're right, Seth. Well, yeah, that was fun when we saw when Joe went out and interviewed people and said, "Who's your favorite cousin at the Christmas con?" It was fun seeing it outside of the vacuum because right now we're doing this. Someone's listening in their car, but we don't get their feedback unless they email or message. So we don't know who's listening. Or where or what their thoughts are. So yeah, I agree with Seth. Seeing that on another level is really cool. I wish we could do more live things and get more, instant feedback from people. We're talking about renting out the Javits Center and doing a Christmas Cousins convention in New York City, but I don't think it's big enough. That's the problem.
It's big. You may have to do a stadium thing.
Oh yeah, that would be a good idea. Wrigley Field, Seth. That'd be fun.
Or the space they cleared for the new Soldier Field or potential Soldier Field.
We may have to do Wrigley and Comiskey to fit everybody and just go back and forth between the two.
A lot of Chicago people would be very happy you called it Comiskey.
Yeah, why? Oh, does it have a new name? I haven't watched baseball in 20 years.
Couple things. Yeah. Sell One Stadium. It's been like two other things, I believe. So.
Oh, okay. Still Comiskey to me, pal. Shay.
I have to say, even listening to your podcast and watching your podcast, I've been exposed to a whole lot of new Christmas enthusiasts myself, and I couldn't help but notice Joe's recent Comic-Con that he went to. He got Henry Winkler to sign his big Hallmark board.
Wasn't that cool?
Yeah.
Fonz. Come on, the Fonz.
I know. That's as iconic as it gets. Two icons of pop culture, the Christmas aficionado and the Fonz.
right. Which is bigger? I don't know. But
these days, I know it's tough to tell. It wasn't that cool. It was even just I'm like, that's the Fonz. Like that's pretty rarefied air right there. Yeah. So right. Very cool. Yeah.
Well, let me end at least these questions with this, and then we'll hit the lightning round.
Okay.
But can we expect a Hanukkah Cousins podcast in the near future?
That's very interesting. I don't think we would expect that as a separate podcast, but a Hanukkah special is long overdue, I think. Right, Seth? I don't think we've done much with that on air. Seth will take the lead on that. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's been mentioned or, like around obviously the time or stuff like that or any kind of activities that we may do for Hanukkah. But yeah, I don't know that we've devoted anything to it. So
Seth, do you want to do a matzah tasting episode for Passover coming up?
Right.
You might be able to find that more palatable.
Have regular updates. I haven't gone to the bathroom in 4 days. I'm so distended.
Yeah. Oh boy, this one's really dry. How about this one? This one's even drier. Wow.
Well, you got to get the ones that are chocolate covered. You can't get the
Yes. Ooh, chocolate. Eggnog covered matzah, Seth. What do you think?
Would be like, I don't know how you do that.
I hope that the audience has learned something more today from part 2 of the big Christmas interview. And again, you can go check out the first part on ChristmasEveryMinute.com. And it's our big feature story on the front page, so you can't miss it. As soon as this goes live and is published, I will definitely be adding part 2 to the site. So I'm very, very excited to do that. But I thought your audience would also enjoy a quick Christmas lightning round.
A lightning round.
Yeah,
I think that's very exciting. Seth, are you ready for the lightning round?
I think so. So if I understand it correctly, it's one word. You're limiting us to one word.
Yes.
We're trying to harness electricity, Seth. Oh, one word? Really? Oh, I think I missed that.
It is. These are mostly one word answers.
Oh, this is going to be tough for me.
Are you ready? All right, I'm going to go back and forth between each of you. So I'm going to start with Chad.
Okay. Whew.
This is a tough one.
Okay.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
No.
Excellent. Seth, do you open presents on Christmas Eve or Christmas morning?
Christmas morning.
There you go. Chad, do you prefer a real or artificial Christmas tree?
Real.
Seth, would you rather give or receive Christmas gifts?
Oh, I'd rather give.
Excellent. Chad, what's your favorite thing about Christmas?
I'd rather.
In one word, my favorite thing. Seth.
What? I missed the question.
That's a great answer.
Yeah. My favorite thing about Christmas, he said.
Okay.
And Seth, what's your favorite all-time Christmas movie?
Oh, yeah, A Christmas Story.
Yeah,
It's
I'm with you.
yeah, it's been there well before I started this journey. So it's
That's 3 words, Seth. So your answer is
So you're gonna have to go to Cleveland and visit the original shooting location there. So, all right, Chad, stocking or no stocking?
Stocking.
Yes,
I'm wearing stockings right now.
Current under.
Seth, favorite Christmas cookie?
Probably would just be like a regular sugar cookie with some a regular sugar cookie.
Sugar
cookie. Cookie.
Good answer. Good answer. All right, I'm going to flip that over to Chad as well. Favorite Christmas cookie?
I don't know what they're called. My mother-in-law makes them, and they are fantastic. They're like they're like a Greek style with like powdered sugar on them. They have like some nuts inside. I don't know the name. They're fantastic, but I wish I knew the name.
So grandma's cookies.
Mother-in-law's cookies.
Mother-in-law's
yes.
cookies.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
But our grandmother Bubby didn't make too many cookies, did she, Seth? She wasn't too big of a cook.
No, not a big baker.
No. Have you heard from her lately, Seth? I've been texting, no response. What's going on?
Maybe she's taking some baking classes. Maybe it's something she'd decide on later in life. I don't know.
Okay. I should get back to me.
Yeah.
All right, Seth. When do you put up your tree?
Yeah, you left this one to the never. Are you asking me personally or just it's
Here's Seth's answer.
With his single ornament.
I think I think it's appropriate. November 20.
You can hear his brain going right now.
November 30th.
The wheels were turning in his head there.
Right after Thanksgiving. All right, Chad. We got 2 more here.
Okay.
Candy canes or peppermint bark?
Oh, interesting. Dark chocolate or white chocolate peppermint bark?
Dark chocolate.
Oh, wow. Interesting. I'm going to go with candy canes because they're more portable, less messy.
Got it. And then finally, Seth, Nat King Cole or Mariah Carey?
Musically, Seth, not the
right. It's a tough on both accounts. Tough. Probably Nat King Cole. I only know, and maybe there only are 2 Mariah Carey Christmas songs that exist. But they go on for hours.
They seem like it at least.
She does have an album out, but I would also go with Nat King Cole. Christmas song is my favorite holiday tune of all time. So.
Oh really? Oh, by Nat King Cole. Nat King Cole's version.
Exactly.
Wow. This is Seth. I'm going to play it for you right now.
Mariah may have done a cover of this.
She did. She did.
Mariah.
Yes. Yeah, that's Mariah. That's very strong country.
She's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you both for participating in the big Christmas interview part 2.
Thank you.
That was fun.
Lightning round.
This is great. Yeah, we never get asked questions. This is new. Nobody ever asked me. Seth gets questions, and nobody's ever asked me anything. I don't think so. Even in general, off air. So this was a lot of fun. And
Seth is a celebrity outside of this podcast. So I mean,
yes. Right before this, he was on CNBC talking about the markets, which was interesting. Right. Now he's on with us. So.
It was quite the shift. I had to go.
Yeah. But he was talking about farmers markets. They threw it off. They said, that's not why you're on, Seth. Talking about farmers markets. And he did plug his Recharge coffee. South Haven.
Right in the real, that was when they threw me off. They're like, what?
Seth, you should sponsor ChristmasEveryMinute.com. He does have A Cat is in the Box as a sponsor. The delightful cat houses that they could play in. They have a gingerbread one. They have a Hanukkah, not a Hanukkah one, a Christmas one, and a gingerbread and a Halloween one rather. They're fantastic, very cool. So if you have a cat, Seth, I know you do, and anybody else out there, A Cat is in the Box, very fun. And maybe a new sponsor, Recharge Coffee, Gelatos, and Smoothies, South Haven, Michigan, and soon the world. Will you be the new Starbucks, Seth?
It's the hope.
Not the coffee franchise. I mean the second mate and from Moby Dick. Will you be joining a hunt for a white whale, Seth? That is the question.
Aren't we all?
That's right. Proverbially. That's right, Seth. Well, Chris, this was amazing. Lots of fun. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for featuring us on your website, which I'm a big fan. I don't know that Seth's ever seen it.
I have seen it. Yes, I have been on it.
But this has been a lot of fun. Always fun having you on, and we hope to have you on soon as we discuss some other episodes. Seth will find out when he's on air what those are about. And
right. Well, hey, I'm always really thrilled to be joining my favorite cousins unrelated by blood, and anytime, guys.
Wow. Thank you. And everybody check out Chris at ChristmasEveryMinute.com. That's ChristmasEveryMinute.com. If you want a dose of Christmas any time of year, it's there for you. Fantastic writing. Amazing. He graduated from one of the top journalism schools in the country, so you expect the best. We do. Yep. Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you, Cousin Seth, for enlightening us with your wisdom once again. This is fascinating. Seth, where
didn't even know I was doing it. That's crazy.
You're like a modern day Buddha. Where can people find us, Seth?
Let's see, on Facebook, we are there. We are on Instagram, Christmas Cousins Pod. Yes, and Facebook is the Christmas Cousins Pod podcast. One of the two. You'll find
Christmas Cousins Pod and Christmas Cousins Pod at gmail.com.
You can also find us on Blue Sky, and I think that's about it.
There you go. Thank you.
More work for me.